and welcome to another Doctor Who Classic Series action figure review. In today's review I'm looking at the latest Forbidden Planet and Underground Toys exclusive, which is the Caves of Androzani set featuring Sharaz Jek and a new variation of Peri. So this set, as I said, sees the second variation of the first Classic Series companion that was released, and that was Peri. And it features the villain of the story, which is Sharaz Jek, which is obviously from one of the most popular classic Doctor Who, well, the most popular Doctor Who story of all time, and for good reason. And if you haven't seen Caves of Androzani, well worth checking out. It is a fantastic story, brilliantly acted, and Christopher Gable as Sharaz Jek is just superb. That's proper Doctor Who. So, I'm going to start off with looking at Sharaz Jek, and just talking about him for a bit. So, if we just move his bits and pieces out of the way. So, Sharaz Jek is a brand new sculpt, completely new body. He features a few notable articulation points, which I'm just going to go into now. He has the 360-degree head turning. His arms are ball-jointed, so he is the next villain to have ball-jointed shoulders after the Sea Devil. The Axon also have ball-jointed shoulders, and the various Leelas have. So this will probably end up starting to be a new feature in a lot of the figures. He has bicep articulation, elbow articulation, hands do the wrists do 360. His waist can do a 360. Articulation at the hips that go up and down, in and out. Knee joints and boot joints as well at the shin, 360s there. All in all, standard articulation. And he can do the splits too, apparently. So, the detail on this toy. Well, begin by looking at the mask. It's a nice sculpt. I mean, there's not really much I can really show you here. My one complaint about the sculpt is that the sculpt's a bit soft. That's not actually a problem with the sculpt in itself, more of a manufacturing thing. I think the edges on like some of the sort of stitches around here and on the sides could be a tiny bit sharper. I've seen worse. Some of the first pictures I saw looked really bad, but actually it's not too bad on this one. The paint apps for the mask are very good. My Sharaz Jek has a droopy eye here. The paint just goes, oh, get out of focus, just goes over the skin. It actually doesn't look too bad on camera. I thought it would look worse, but it's not too bad. I think it actually works better because the mask of Sharaz Jek in the programme, the false eye is slightly higher than his real one, or it's slightly lower. Either way, they're not aligned perfectly. But the paint apps are really good. It's instantly recognisable as Sharaz Jek. The body is very basic. It's all just one colour. It's just a basic sort of black jumpsuit, I guess, with this separate rubber piece, which is the collar and the belt. The belt also has these little notches at the front, you can see there. But the costume sculpted really nicely, lots of different creases and things. There's not really much you can say about the costume other than lots of creases and bits and pieces like that. Sharaz Jek also comes with an alternate head. Spoiler alert, but I guess most of you have seen the story anyhow. Obviously Sharaz Jek had a bit of an accident, and that's why he wears the mask. If we can just put this one on, doesn't want to go on for some reason, I will show you the alternate head. Here we go. Now, I was really happy they did this, because it is like the Magnus Grill figure. They gave him an alternate head. However, I am slightly disappointed, and I'll go into why now. It's quite funny, actually. On camera, it looks a lot better than what it does in real life, which is, generally speaking, not a usual occurrence. Generally, it's the other way around. But the detail on the face looks clearer on camera than it does in real life. My issue with this is the paint applications, not so much the sculpt. I think the sculpt's great, but the paint doesn't do the sculpt justice. And if you can see here, the eye is sort of slightly drooping out of the socket and things. In the actual episode, this is all really clear. I mean, the eye is slightly yellow, the socket area is slightly pinker, the face is slightly greyer. But with this, it's just sort of been given a flesh colour and then like a dirty wash over the top, which is a shame. I think they could have done a bit better with that. But it's a nice addition. Like I said, it looks better on camera than it does in real life. I think some people's looks better than others. I think maybe my paint job was a bit dodgy. But seeing it here on camera, I can actually enjoy looking at it more than what I do just off the shelf. My one had a bit of a dodgy head. You can't see this on camera so well, but the manufacturing of this is a bit funny. There's a bit of, I don't know, it feels quite soft and a bit squidgy, and some areas are a bit glossy, and some bits have got weird bits at the top here, which I thought was just paint, but it isn't. It's actually moulded into the plastic. He also comes with another accessory, which is another head, which is the destroyed head of an android, because Sharaz Jek creates androids. This isn't a interchangeable head or anything. As you can see, it has got a little stump, but that's not actually a plug or anything. That is just destroyed wires. Technically speaking, the head should be white, but because this is transparent, they've painted that white and made this sort of a dirty, off beige colour. So it's nice. It's a nice little prop to have. It's not really anything amazing. Personally, I think they'd have probably been better off giving Sharaz Jack the machine gun that he uses at some point. That would have been quite cool. But there we go. So here we have Peri. This is the second Peri variant, after the first one that came out with Syl. So we now have a 6th Dr. Peri and a 5th Dr. Peri. So, people were asking, this is completely random, people are asking, what's that creaking that I can hear in the background all the time? It's actually my tripod. It's like this wiry, bendy thing, so all that creaking is that. Apologies. So, here's Peri. She is semi-new in her sculpt. The bottom half is all old, and the top half is basically all new. And I'll go into why after I've looked at the articulation. So, 360 at the head, 360 at the arms, not ball joints, rather. Bicep articulation, that can do a 360. Elbow articulation, wrists do a 360. Waist does a 360. Hips can't really go up without fear of possibly rubbing the paint off. That one's alright. This one, as you might be able to see that, has that little crease there, and I'm worried that moving it up and down here will rub it and rub the paint off, which obviously I don't want to do. And of course the hips can go out to the side if you want to have Peri do the splits. Her thighs do a 360 as well, and she has articulation at the knee. So, let's just have a quick little look at the details on this figure. The head sculpt is brand new. It's a brand new sculpt. Does it look better than the other sculpt? I'm not really sure. Mine has one eye slightly larger than the other. The pupil is slightly bigger, which does look a bit dodgy head-on. Actually, again, it doesn't look as bad on camera. Filming from that side, she looks fine, but if you film her from that side, if you film her from an angle, she looks like her eyes are all intact. But I think it's alright. I think it's not too bad. Mine has got a bit of a dodgy problem. You can see the socket there. I don't think the hair's been put on properly, but I don't really want to start pulling a hair off just to reattach it. So the face sculpt is brand new. I think it's slightly sharper perhaps than the other one. And the hair, of course, is new. She's got like the little flick at the front, the little loop of hair here. I think I probably prefer the hair on this one. It just looks a bit nicer. Then we have her top, which I believe the torso is actually a brand new torso. I did try to sort of peel back the shirt a bit to see if I could see the leotard from the previous figure underneath it, but I can't really see anything, so I think this is a brand new sculpt for the torso. And then this area, the shirt with the tank top underneath, that is all a separate rubber piece that's attached over the top. The arms, of course, are, again, brand new. The hands do look like the same hands from Syl, but just at the wrist as opposed to, like, forearms. And like I said, the shorts are the same as the other figure. You can see she's got her little chain thing, her keyring thing, still attached here, but they've sort of removed part of the detailing, and the shoes and the legs are the same as well. But the detail's really nice, like I said. On the shirt, it's really good. I do think there's a few little niggles with mine. Nothing major, just that some of the darker squares haven't been painted on. See, there is on that side, but there isn't on that side. But there isn't at the top, and there isn't on the top there. And then around the back, there's one on that side, but not one on that side. Nothing major. It's not something that I'm going to get mad about, but be wary if you're going to worry about that sort of thing. And that's basically it. That is it for this set. That's what you get. So it's a nice set, especially if you are a fan of Caves of Androzani, like I am. I've always wanted a Sharaz Jack figure. That was great. That was one thing I was really looking forward to. And I do like that costume for Peri. So probably more so than I do the leotard thing, because that just looks a bit awful. Yay or nay for this set? If you're a fan of this, if you're a fan of the 5th Doctor's era, you must get this set. I mean, you're getting your Peri, and you're getting one of the key baddies of the series, of the era, rather. If you're a fan of the story, you may want to get this set. Otherwise, maybe not. But if you missed out on the Peri from the other set, maybe more so this version than the other one, just because you're getting a few more different pieces. You're getting a fully articulated figure, although it is slightly more pricey than the Peri and Syl pack. So thank you for watching this review, guys. I have had a shipping notice on all the other box sets coming before the end of the year, so very soon expect to see reviews of the Enemies of the First Doctor set. I'm going to do them chronologically. So, Enemies of the First Doctor set will come up first, then the Chase set. Obviously, I know the Enemies of the First Doctor set has variations of different figures and different, you know, whatever, but it starts off with it's got a Dark Invasion of Earth story figure in it, so that's going first. So, Enemies of the First Doctor box set, then the Chase box set, then the Enemies of the Third Doctor set, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then, as soon as I get the Keeper of Traken set, I shall be reviewing that, and as soon as I get the Image of the Fendal set, I'll be reviewing that. Yeah, another Leela. Exactly what I said in my previous review. Well, I didn't want to see for a while. There we go. Clearly they were watching and decided to spite me. So, thank you for watching this review, guys. I'm sure you'll have another review before Christmas, but if not, have a Merry Christmas, have a great New Year, and I shall see you in my next review for the Enemies of the First Doctor box set.